Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. In today's video, I wanted to dive into the 7 reasons why we procrastinate. This is something that I have noticed in the past where I will notice that I am putting off a task over and over again, and usually whenever that happens, it will come down to one of these 7 things. So I wanted to talk about these 7 things in case you are struggling with procrastination. You may be able to identify one of these areas and be able to improve on it. We're going to be setting this up in my commonplace planner. This is a horizontal happy planner, and I'm going to be using the black and white stickers from the happy planner. So let's go ahead and get started. The first reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is perfectionism. This was a really big struggle of mine in the past, and one of the biggest reasons why most people procrastinate is because we want everything to be perfect before we start. But wanting everything to be perfect is like wanting all of the lights to be green before you leave your house. It's just not possible to have perfect conditions before we start anything, before we write the book, before we start the business, before we do the things that we want to do. A lot of times we just got to start with what we have, with what money we have, with what skills we have, and learn along the way. So if you find yourself putting stuff off because you don't have this, or you need this type of camera, or you need this type of equipment, then make sure you evaluate if you really need those things, or if you're just telling yourself that you need those things so that you can aid in your procrastination. Letting go of the idea of perfect is one of the best ways to actually get started and get things done. The second reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is our fear of failure. Many times we are just afraid of failure, so we don't want to start. We will just decide that things aren't worth trying because we're afraid of what other people might say or think about us, or we're afraid of letting down our family, or even afraid of letting down ourselves. But living in a state of constant fear will also lead you to regret. I want you to really think about what's the worst that could happen. If someone thinks that you failed, then what? What's the worst that could happen from that? And usually it's nothing. So you might as well just get started. The third reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is because we don't understand what we need to do or where to start. This usually happens when we don't know how to complete a task. Maybe we lack the skills necessary to complete the task, or we don't know how to complete the task at all. But in the end, we'll just continue to put it off, which causes us to procrastinate on the task. When we don't understand how to do something, usually it just requires an additional step to start to do some research. We may have to research the topic or the task, or even research someone else who might be able to help us with this task. But taking a moment and reflecting on a task and realizing that you don't understand or know where to start with this task is the first step. Then the next thing that you need to do is just to start some research. Google it, YouTube it, try and figure out how you can get some help on this particular task so that you won't procrastinate and you will actually get it done. The fourth reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is task aversion. Task aversion is when we deliberately avoid tasks that we don't want to complete. Usually we will find other things to do, like laundry or dishes or answering emails, just anything other than the task that we should be doing. And this could be because we find the task boring, or we think it's going to be difficult, or we just really don't like doing that particular task. But if you feel like you are avoiding a particular task, you do need to figure out why you're avoiding it. Do you just really dislike those types of tasks? And if that's the case, then can you delegate that task to someone else? And if you can delegate it, then delegate it. It's so much better to delegate a task and have it get done than to not delegate it and procrastinate on it. And even if you can't delegate it to someone that you know, then maybe you could pay for someone someone else to do it. Just because it's a task that's on your list does not mean that you have to do it. If you're avoiding it, then try and dig down to why you're avoiding it, and then if you can delegate it, do so. The fifth reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is because there is a disconnect. Many times we'll disconnect with things that are on our list because we don't realize how this task will help us in the future. This is definitely one that connected deeply with me because when I was first starting to write my book, there was a disconnect between how writing this book was going to help me with my business, my speaking engagements, and my overall future. I kept saying that I needed to write the book, but I couldn't vision how writing the book was going to help my future self. It wasn't until I wrote down my goals, made it plain, and really connected how this book was going to help me actually achieve those goals that I got motivated to actually write the book. Sometimes we need to write out all the steps. If you have a goal, write out how this goal is going to help your future self. If you achieve this goal, what's going to happen? And once you write down these things that's going to happen, also think about what could happen if you don't accomplish this goal. The sixth reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is because we are tired. So I'm going to break this one down into two parts because when I'm talking about being tired, I am talking about the normal state of tired where we just lack the energy that we need in order to get things done and get things accomplished. So this could be because of our diet, our sleep schedule, lack of working out. But once we dive into having some type of medical issue, that may require a few extra steps. You may need to go to the doctor or to a dietitian in order to get back on track. But if you have a normal state of tiredness where it is not medically related, then you may want to look at those things like your diet, your workout schedule, and your sleep schedule. Self-care is a really big part of my routine because if I didn't take care of myself, I would not have the energy that I need in order to get things done and to be productive. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and our bodies in order to have the energy that we need. So if you feel yourself in a constant state of tiredness where you just cannot get off the couch, then I want you to think about your overall energy levels. Look at your diet, look at your workout schedule, look at your sleep schedule. Are you taking care of yourself and your body? And if you are doing all of those things and you're still in a constant state of tiredness, then you may want to go and see your doctor. And the seventh reason why we procrastinate and don't get things done is poor planning. So this could be not planning well or not planning at all. Maybe you don't know how to plan or you don't know the steps that you need in order to get started, but proper planning is the best way to actually get things done and to not procrastinate on those particular things. And learning how to plan your life and learning how to set things up in your planner so that you're able to check off the task and get one step closer to your goals will definitely help you achieve your overall goals. And if you struggle with planning, you know we have a bunch of videos on this channel. I have an entire functional planning playlist. I will link it above and you can look at those videos. They will help you really learn how to start planning your life effectively. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Leave in the comments below, are there any other additional reasons why you procrastinate? I would love to hear from you and I will see you in my next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.